I'm starting this video by showing how I water my plants. I'm working from home today, so I get some free time to just show love to my plant collection, which is actually a lot of work. People get plants sometimes and they think it's just as easy as setting it there, but no, it is very much a pet and it requires a lot of love and attention. So I cut back on a lot of the footage, but this process is about 30 minutes once a week to keep tabs and to nurture my plants. So I actually feed my plants. I know some people use fertilizer in the soil, but I use a fluid fertilizer. That way I could just put it in the water. I do water my plants first, and then I put the plant food serum in right after that. Just to add a little bit of my plant knowledge, I am no green thumb, but I am very familiar with the soil as an identifier. I know some people try to look up what the specific plant needs every week and stuff like that, but I pretty much just touch the soil and I try to get a feel. I know specifically how my plants like their soil because I've had them for about 2 years now. So I could kind of touch it and feel like, oh, this is dry. And I could even feel if it's too moist, which is also an issue. There's this sweet spot, just like for our skin. It's like you want moisture, but you don't want it to be oily. That's how plant soil is. You want it to be moist, but you don't want it to be like mud. The plant needs to breathe as well. So that's just something I learned over time as a plant mom. It is definitely a little journey in and of itself, but it makes me so much more conscious of the world around me. I learned so much from just nurturing specific things. They all kind of have this story, and it tells you kind of a little bit of how the entire world works. But yeah, I got vine plants, but I also just have my basic, house tropical plants, and they're a little bit heavier. I kind of got to lug them around, but it's totally worth it. I love the aesthetic that they bring to the house, and I hear that they clear the air a bit too. They remove some CO2 from the air. Overall, just a great addition to my little family in my house. So it's worth the 30 minutes every week. But if you guys have any plant recommendations, please leave them in the comments below. This is actually a tree. It's supposed to grow into a tree, and I absolutely love watching my plants grow because it reminds me that I am also growing, even though I can't always see it in the immediate moment. After I water the plant, you'll see that I just kind of let it drain over the sink. The reason I bring it to the sink is because you want the water to leave the base of the plant. You don't want the water to just sit there because it will mold and then it will infect your plant. So just keep that in mind. When I put them back, they have that kind of lethargic look right after being watered, but tomorrow they just look so spruced and happy, so it's pretty rewarding. I also am taking the time to water my money tree. I don't bring the money tree to the sink. I am working from home, so for the most part, I am at my desk in between chores, but I like my job, so when I do get a moment, I like to train my little Odie a little bit. He loves the attention. He is such a lover pup. He just wants to cuddle, but he also likes to learn. I notice he always feels a lot closer to me after training. And a little part of me theorizes that he thinks we're kind of establishing a language between one another, but I don't know. It always just feels good to just cuddle him and hold him. Hello, I am back for another diary entry. So I'm working from home today, which is very relaxing, but it also gives me a lot of time to think. And as you know, I am going through a separation right now with my partner, and time to think isn't always friendly. So definitely has my mind torturing me a bit more on, if I'm making the right decision. Is he thinking about me? Does it matter if he's thinking about me? The list goes on, but I wanted to talk about some of the methods that I'm using right now to get through my time. One of the things that I think is so healing is nurturing the things around you. I have a ton of plants, so I put a lot of meditative energy into nurturing all the things that I love and nurturing my home in general. I also have a puppy. His name is Odie, and just taking some time to hang out with him. He's mostly a cuddler. I know some people have animals and the animal doesn't love to cuddle. They're like a little finicky with that kind of thing, but Odie loves to cuddle. So it's so easy to nurture him and just meditate with him because he will just, Odie, he's actually picking toys out of his toy bin right now. When I cuddle him, I feel him love me. I feel myself love him, and I just feel our golden orbit around each other because, he just really wants to be held like I do. Just looking at the things I do have, when you're going through a painful experience, it's easy to just focus on what you don't have or what you lost. And then while you're doing that, the things that you do have go without nurturing and go without love. So it's just really important to just really take that time to give the love to all the things that you do have so that they can continue to flourish and help you heal as you're going through your healing journey. So I also find nurturing things very meditative, so sometimes if you're doing something for someone or something, you're kind of just trying to get through it and get to the next thing. Although you're doing a good deed by performing the kind act, it's not as good for your mental health to just rush through it. You don't really get the benefits. I try to be fully present while I am nurturing the things that I'm nurturing and the people that I'm nurturing. I try to not think about the past, not think about it being over, just thinking about the task at hand, or just being present, thinking about what things are smelling like, thinking about what things are feeling like, the temperature in the room, and just thinking about everything in the current moment really improves the meditative state as you're nurturing these things. My son is one of the main energies that I love to nurture. He's asleep right now, but I love to do things with him, like read him books and also try to engage his senses. He's under 2, so it's really important to get him kind of feeling new things and smelling new things. And it's also really important to be present with him. If I don't, which maybe some parents can agree with this, your child can come off really fussy, but they really just want attention. So like when you're doing things, if it seems like they're fed, their diapers changed, and what could possibly be wrong, they just woke up from a nap, a lot of the time they just need you to look at them and hold them and be present with them. Even just sit there on the floor and just not be on your phone and just be with them. So it's very meditative because I'm not distracted by anything when I'm with him. Today I'm going to try to film with him, but that is not something that I plan on doing much of on this channel, partially because my time with him is extremely sacred, and that's just the kind of mom I am. Some people say that when your child is very young, it doesn't really make sense to read to them. Not true. It's just not true. My baby is 7 months old, and I have read to him nearly every day since he was born, just so that he could practice, because there is actually no negative effects that come from exposing your child to words. So he stays pretty engaged, honestly. At first, no, but after time and practice, he found joy in it. I'm also showing him throwing a little fit because I don't want it to look like parenthood is just all glitz and glam. So it is sometimes tough. He gets angry, and I just try to respond with love and patience. But I also don't mind to put my foot down, so you'll see that I don't just give him what he wants immediately. I try to make him do something first to earn it. I hope that you guys enjoy keeping track of this life event for me, and please subscribe and like. I'm planning to keep the videos rolling. I'm just learning so much along the way, and I know there are so many people out there that go through this. I've gone through this so many times, so I feel like I'm kind of like unfortunately experienced, but going through a breakup does not have to be sitting there waiting for him to text you, and it also doesn't have to be spending a whole bunch of money getting yourself done up to try to find a new boyfriend, and it also doesn't have to be sitting crying and eating a bunch of ice cream. So just bring in some liveliness to the scene of when you break up with someone. This has also been just such a good way for me to keep busy making these videos. So yeah, thank you for watching.